Now comes the turn of the amazing Python library Scapy. If you've never heard about Scapy before, it's the right time to start learning it. In this demo, I will show you how to develop a sniffer using the Scapy library. I know you're asking yourself this question. Didn't we just saw in the previous demos how to develop a sniffer? In fact, you ain't seen nothing yet. My goal in the first two demos was to teach you how raw packets works under the hood. Here's some ideas about what you can do with Scapy. First, you can listen for credentials. Also, you can develop your own ARP cache poisoning application. In this demo, we're gonna see how to monitor your network using Scapy and much more. I encourage you to visit the Scapy documentation page on the following URL: secdev.org/projects/scapy/doc/usage.html. This is going to be a long page. It will take you days and days to master it, but it's worth to try. Let's start. Here at the terminal window, I will show you how this application works. I guess by now you already figured out how to execute the application in Python. You start by the Python keyword, then followed by the name of the application, and finally press enter. I will use my browser to generate some traffic. Check this out. We can see all the outgoing packets that are leaving my host machine. Not only that, but we're also seeing the host name and the location of that host. Wait, I'm not done yet. We're also saving the results output to a text file. Oh yeah, a nice monitoring tool using Scapy. Before we jump into the source code, I need you to know that we have two dependencies for this application. First, you need to download the geographical locations database file using the following link: geolite.maxmine.com/geoip/database/geolitecity.dat.jz. Next, you need to extract the file using the gun-zip utility. Finally, you need to rename the extracted file to geoip.dat. This file needs to be at the same location of your sniffer tool. Wait, we still have one dependency to install. It's called pygeoip. We will use this library to locate the IP addresses. Alright, now we're done with this. Let's check out the source code implementation. At the top, we're first importing the Scapy library. Next, we're using the pygeoip library that we just installed to locate the IP addresses. On the third line, I'm using the IPY library to know the private IP addresses. After that, using the socket library that you should know by now. And finally, I imported the time library to save the file with the current date. Here, you can see also that I declared two global variables. In fact, I added these variables on purpose in case you want to extend this application and you want to use it in your own environment. The first one will hold the conversations dictionary items. The purpose of this variable is to avoid having duplications of packets to the same address. For example, if I visited the Google search engine 100 times, I don't want to see that in my log file. It will look very ugly. The second variable is used to exclude the packets that are coming into my host. Why? Well, I want to log only the outgoing packets. My firewall will take care of the incoming ones. A note here: you can remove this variable and replace it with input arguments if you want to. At the start, we call the main function. In the main function, we use the sniff method in the Scapy library to start listening for packets by specifying the callback function, that is start monitoring in this case. The store equal to 0 means we don't want to store anything in the memory. This will make the application to execute faster. Finally, we filter only the IP packets. This is amazing. In one single line of code, I just started sniffing on my host machine. Let's jump to the start monitoring function. In this function, we are receiving the packet object and the arguments. Now just sit back for a while and think how powerful this is. As you can see here, I'm using this object to extract the source and destination IP addresses using the getLayer method. After that, I check if the destination IP is my local host. If yes, then I exit. If not, I proceed further. In the next line, I'm generating a unique key using the source IP and the destination IP to use it for the dictionary keys. Then I check if we already processed this packet before. If this is the first time, then we continue. After that, I set the flag in the dictionary variable that this packet is going to be processed. And finally, I call the function print packet by passing the source and destination IP addresses. In the print packet function, I'm creating the contents of the message that we are going to print to the console and save it to the file. If you look closely at the arguments, I'm using the getInfo function to locate the IP addresses, which we're gonna see in a few seconds. Next, we print the message and finally save it to the file. Let's see how to locate the IP addresses using the getInfo function. First, I'm using the getHostByAddress function to get the host name of the IP address. Next, I'm using the IPY library to see if the host IP address is a private IP. Why? Because I don't need to locate it, right? After that, we instantiate the GEOIP object and using the .dat file that we just downloaded earlier as an argument. Next, we start extracting the information. In this case, the country. And finally, return the results back to print it or save it. Let's jump to the save file function to understand how all this information are saved to a file. In the first line, I'm creating the file name. As you can see, I'm using the time library to get the current date because I want to save this file on a daily basis. Then I'm instantiating the file object by using the file name variable and the append argument to append the information to the file. After that, we write the data to the file and finally close it. That's it. We just saw how powerful and easy Scapy is. Again, I encourage you to check it out if you want to create your next piece of art using Python.